Howdy do. So for this video, what I'm going to be talking about is old runes and how and why possibly new runes aren't necessarily satisfying everybody that's using them. Why you might still be struggling with using them, trying to find things like damage or just sources of scaling and attack speed, stuff like that. Whatever the case, the general reason might actually be because when they did stat adjustments to champions, they kind of focused those on, standard rune pages. If you used to take a standard rune page, something like that. And if you're someone like me who never used to take standard rune pages because I never saw the point having very few of each stat instead of all ending on like 1 or 2 stats, then even with the adjustments, they don't necessarily cover what was left behind with the removal of old runes. Now, I'm not saying or making this video to say new runes are terrible, new runes are bad, or anything like that. I had to warm up to them, of course, but I absolutely love new runes. I love the possibilities they provide, different things you can do with them, how each rune actually feels like it does matter outside of the keystone rune even, and why I think the overhaul was just necessarily a good thing for League, period. However, for the people that are struggling, looking for things like damage and stuff, if you were someone like me that would take like a full 80 rune page, well, even with the stat adjustments, it doesn't necessarily make up for that. So maybe part of the problem just is you gotta relearn how to CS, you gotta relearn how to do some mechanics and stuff that a rune page you used to maybe cover more than the new runes and stat adjustments have right now. So in other words, what I'm saying the main problem might just be is that they kind of did a generic sweep when it comes to base, stat adjustments based off of generic rune pages that not everybody necessarily used. That maybe on one hand or another is still somewhat existent and still can be just fine and covered. Don't get me wrong. On Draven, for example, some of them like taking sorcery and stuff, and they can start with as much as almost 100 starting AD, which is actually even more than my 22 rune page used to give certain champions when I'd use them. So that's definitely there. And in some other cases where I used to take a mage page that was just straight armor penetration, well, right now with the lowering of magic resist across the board and how strong mages seem to be using their rune pages, the damage still seems to be there too, and as such it just makes up for it and it just is covered. So I'm not necessarily saying this is the worst thing, this is a problematic thing, but I am bringing this up to say if you are someone that did use standard rune pages and are maybe looking for help with some runes and stuff like that, maybe this video can be a point of discussion amongst people who have found answers despite that, and maybe can give some advice to other people who come across this video and in the comment section are just like, you know what, I can't seem to find a right rune page or the proper rune page or something for a champion that I play. I play this champion, and then someone else comes across, oh, I play that champion, I've been trying this and this works. Like for example, on Jinx, we've been having a discussion for the past week. We thought lethal tempo was like the best thing. Turns out press the attack is what you want to go, because even though it doesn't really give you a lot more damage, it gives you a lot more reliable resets, which might help you snowball a bit harder, faster, and reliably. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video this far if you did. I don't know which video will be next, because life be quite a mess. So until next time, take care from the Fire Godai FS, and thank you for watching.
He is all that remains of a once powerful note. Right now,